Do you have people around you who seem to radiate negativity, casting a shadow over even the brightest days? Their minds constantly generate negative thoughts, which seep into their subconscious, leading to a life filled with negative experiences and circumstances. The worse things get, the more they spiral into negativity, forming a vicious cycle. In today's video, we'll discuss how to clear negative thoughts and beliefs from the subconscious and change the trajectory of your life. We'll present practical techniques and strategies to achieve this transformation. What is sown in the mind, according to biblical scriptures? What is reaped? Dr. Joseph Murphy in his book said, "What you sow in your subconscious, your body and environment will reap." This principle applies to both the world of plants and the rules of life. Our subconscious is like a computer hard drive storing information. It retains all the input you provide, without filtering what's beneficial or detrimental. It holds on to the good and the junk alike. If you repeatedly input the same information, it will keep overriding until the information is etched in your mind, making it harder to erase. Let's illustrate this with an example. When you first learn to ride a bike, you struggle to maintain balance. However, through persistent attempts, you manage to keep steady for 3 seconds, then 5 seconds, gradually improving. Your brain learns the technique of balance through repetition, and your subconscious absorbs the same information. The subconscious, when needed, automatically accesses this information. The next time you ride a bike, you effortlessly achieve perfect balance, without actively thinking about it. If you learn the wrong technique, be it riding a bike, ice skating, swimming, playing the piano, or any other skill, you'll continue with that mistake until you consciously erase the stored information and input new data into your subconscious. This is why breaking a habit or altering an existing one is harder and takes longer than forming a new one. It requires extra effort to wipe away deep-seated information in the subconscious. This principle applies to physical and mental habits, the behaviors you engage in daily, and the thought patterns, beliefs, insecurities, and worldview you hold. In essence, by changing the programming of your subconscious, you can transform your entire life. The question now is, how do you rebuild your subconscious? As mentioned earlier, your subconscious is like a computer. It can have new software installed. We can rewrite our thought processes to align with our needs. Hypnotherapists have been using this method for centuries. However, the technique I'm about to share is even more potent than hypnosis and remarkably simple to implement. Let's dive into this straightforward technique. The best way to modify the subconscious is through awareness. You may already know that our subconscious resides beneath our conscious awareness and is inaccessible directly. Let's clarify the terms. The subconscious is also known as the objective mind, perceiving external reality through our 5 senses. It's capable of reasoning and thinking. On the other hand, the subconscious, or subjective mind, cannot reason and is beyond our control. For instance, when we dream or our heart beats, it's the subconscious at work. It can't differentiate between good or bad, true or false. It doesn't engage in arguments or discernment. If you believe something to be true, your subconscious accepts it as such, even if it's not. If parents constantly tell a child they can't do anything right, even if it's untrue, the child accepts this as reality through the subconscious. This becomes their truth until they grow up, want to change, and learn how to reshape their subconscious, deleting this falsehood from it. But because it's uncontrollable and inaccessible, our subconscious is like a secret backstage room where crucial decisions are made, but no one can enter or eavesdrop on the information inside. However, you can modify what's stored in your subconscious by understanding its contents. To change the direction of your life, you must know what your subconscious holds. Although you can't directly access this mysterious room, your subconscious, you can achieve this through awareness. Awareness is a habit. The more you practice, the more naturally you'll gain control over it. Therefore, the best technique to change the subconscious is to observe your thoughts. Detach yourself from your thoughts and observe them from a neutral, observer's standpoint. This form of thinking about your thoughts, reflecting on your thought processes, is called metacognition, also known as self-reflection, monitoring cognition, metathinking, or higher-order cognition. In essence, metacognition allows learners to understand, evaluate, and adjust their own cognitive thinking activities. In a typical day, thousands of thoughts enter our minds, but most of us don't consciously observe them. We get lost in these thoughts, but now you must consciously observe them. Your thoughts are reactions or projections of your subconscious. When you observe, pay attention to negative thought patterns. You'll begin to question ideas that you've taken for granted or assumed to be true, which were actually negative. Pull them out, weakening their influence in the subconscious. Now you can consciously replace them with positive thoughts. So, how do you observe your thoughts? It's not difficult. Start by sitting comfortably in a chair or on a couch. Take a few deep breaths to calm yourself. Begin to pay attention to your thoughts as if you were an impartial observer. Don't add judgment or any analysis. If you find yourself getting caught up in thinking, acknowledge it. It's perfectly normal. Redirect yourself to the observer's perspective. If certain thoughts trigger strong emotions or feelings, acknowledge them without analyzing the thoughts that caused them. Shift your focus inward, feeling the emotions tied to these thoughts, without analyzing them. Start consciously replacing them with positive thoughts. The more you practice this technique, the more you'll uncover negative thoughts hidden in your subconscious and the lies you've believed for so long. If you're uncomfortable with this technique or think you can't do it, there's another approach. This technique involves consciously experiencing your emotions, understanding what kind of thoughts trigger what kind of emotional responses. It helps you better understand the relationship between thoughts and emotions. You can use this technique to diminish and let go of strong negative emotions. The best way is to consciously recreate emotional responses when alone. Imagine you have a severe fear of heights and can't stand being in tall buildings or looking down from high places. Visualize a scenario where you're in a high-rise building. It may evoke negative emotions, but don't stop. Keep observing your emotional response. Then, imagine a beautiful open field on a clear day, the feeling of solid ground beneath your feet, and the gentle breeze against your skin, focusing on creating positive, soothing feelings. Perhaps you experience intense anxiety about speaking in public. Picture yourself in that situation, and you might feel anxious or scared. Keep observing your emotional responses. Then, visualize confidently standing on a stage, successfully completing your speech. Imagine the satisfaction and pride you feel as you step off the stage, playing these positive emotions repeatedly. In this technique, you need to observe your emotional response in specific situations and understand which thoughts evoke what emotions within you. Then, when you're alone, consciously imagine the same situations, but deliberately experience different positive emotions. You can practice either of these methods to clear negative thoughts in your subconscious. If you practice both techniques, their effects will compound, and you'll see rapid results, turning your thoughts and ideas into reality. Changing bad habits instilled since childhood is possible, and so is changing thought patterns. People use various methods, including visual imagination or positive affirmations in meditation, to alter their thought patterns. In this video, we've introduced 2 more effective methods to change the subconscious. The first involves observing your thoughts, looking at them from an observer's perspective, and replacing negative thoughts consciously when identified. The second method involves consciously imagining a scenario, feeling your emotional response, and then deliberately experiencing different positive emotions. To summarize, when you observe your thoughts and how your body reacts in certain situations, you gain a better understanding of your thought patterns. Once you comprehend them, you can change them. You can reshape the subconscious by consciously substituting negative thoughts and emotions with completely opposite, conscious, repeated behaviors, language, and emotions. Regardless of the technique, with practice and application, you'll yield significant results. Thank you for watching. And remember to hit the like and subscribe for our upcoming video.